Hey guys, I've been battling and had to get my arm bandaged. Actually, it was just a blood donation. Which probably puts me a bit closer to the medic in the whole kind of Team Fortress thing. I don't really know, I haven't played Team Fortress. But I'm assuming he's a guy with a scalpel and drugs. So yeah, shady guy with knives and drugs. Good. That's a good person to be looking up to. So recently I have finished watching Teen Titans. The main reason that I was just like, oh, I've got to watch this is because Teen Titans Go is coming up. Actually, I think it's already out. Damn it. So I figured what I'd do today is I would do a Teen Titans review, and then at the end I'll do a bit of a preview of what I think of Teen Titans Go. So let's get into it. Also, I probably should take this off. You make this look dramatic. Come on. Okay. And that isn't... Wait. That is my mortal wound. Probably can't even say it. Plot. So the plot of Teen Titans, like many other superhero kind of shows, is just a very general kind of idea that you've got superheroes and you get to see their kind of day-to-day life and stuff and battling villains and yeah. But despite that, like a few of the more recent superhero shows that I've watched, like Young Justice and such, it has a bit more continuity than just kind of like your whole kind of sitcom, like here's one day, here's another day, here's funny situations everywhere. Generally the way that this will work is that there'll be kind of one thing that will happen in the finale, but it will have been built up like a little bit and a little bit over the course of the season. My favourite one's probably the last two seasons in terms of this kind of build-up of plot. Raven, who at the start were just like, ooh, what's a secret birthday thing? And then, as it goes on, we progressively find out. And I really like the way that it did it, because I love the comedy and such of Teen Titans, but at the same time, I really like the balance that they struck between the kind of quirky and weird and funny stuff with the actual dramatic and serious and character depth-based kind of stuff. Character in Teen Titans, basically you've got a group of 5 people that are kind of somewhat stereotypical if you think about it. You've got the leader, who's Robin, who's also the kung fu expert. You've got the comedian that's Beast Boy. You've got the gothic, emo kind of loner kind of person. You've got the overly peppy, crazy outsider style girl, and you've got the jock. However, despite that, over the course of the show, all of the characters get so much depth through, for the most part, all of them get their own kind of season finale thing. The exception is Starfire, but she has a couple of episodes that are really, really dramatic. For example, Origin is pretty messed up. She has an episode where she's essentially has someone being racist to her, and I really like the fact that they did that, because I mean, I watched this show when I was a kid and I just started watching it again and was like, oh, it's gonna be all comedy things and no continuity, but the plot and the depth of characters just like shocked me, because I was like, I don't remember it being this awesome. Presentation. I really like the way that in this show the presentation really mirrors the kind of plot and characters they have. What I mean by that is obviously it's a cartoon and it's not super realistic, but at the same time you'll have flashes where it's like more cartoony and parts where it's really dark and dramatic and it'll be like fairly realistic. In fact, I think it's this contrast between the normal kind of fairly realistic look of the characters and then the very cartoonish look at stuff when they're like overreacting and stuff, which is my favourite part about the presentation. And I guess for this show I'd give it like, I'd probably give it 5 stars. Now admittedly I'm more than willing to say 5 stars. Basically when I say 5 stars, I'm not saying perfect, I'm saying in my personal opinion, I love this show, therefore I'm going to give it 5 stars. So yeah, there are a lot of shows that get 5 stars. And now for the preview of Teen Titans Go. So when I first heard about Teen Titans Go, I was like, oh yes, more Teen Titans! And as things came out, like for example, we saw the very cartoonish look of it, I was kind of like, oh, is this going to be kind of really comedy based? As I said, when I saw Teen Titans this time around, I was like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this because it's going to be too cartoonish, and I'm just going to be like, oh, there's no plot or anything to this. And then I watched it and there was tons of plot. However, when I saw the new kind of character developments, for some reason I was just like, oh, there's going to be no plot. And I didn't even consider the fact that I've completely changed my view from watching Teen Titans Go. The main issue is that I thought there wasn't going to be any drama or any plot lines or anything like that. And I think probably the perfect example of how I felt about this was very much summarised in a picture that I saw on Tumblr. It's basically a comparison of the descriptions of the characters for Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. Basically, when you look at the Teen Titans Go, they're so much more simplified, and I could read all of them, but easily my favourite example of how much lack of depth there is with Raven, because she's a deep character. So this is her description for Teen Titans. With a shadowy past and eerie powers, Raven is trying to be good, but she's desperately afraid of the darkness within her. Raven's telekinetic powers allow her to move objects with her mind. That's a pretty good description. I mean, obviously you could go into so many, like, additional things. So the one for Teen Titans Go, which is fairly abbreviated, is Raven is the sarcastic, deadpan demon girl who'd rather be left alone. Now that is a lack of depth. That is just so stereotypical. Like, that's looking so much at the surface of the character and just ignoring all the depth of her character. The fact that she is self-conscious and the fact that her powers, that she can't have emotions and stuff. And the thing is, for that reason, I've kind of resented it because there's been no depth. And yet, one thing that you have to keep in mind, and one thing that I hadn't really considered that much until I'd heard, like, reviews about it, is that Teen Titans Go is not Teen Titans Season 6. And I think even though everyone knows it's a reboot, we still kind of have that psychological thing of, ah, it's the same characters, it's the same voice actors, it's on the same network, it's blah 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 blah, therefore it must be the next one. And I think that's one thing that I'm trying to now consider, because I want to try and go in this, not completely like this is going to be crap, because if I say to myself this is going to be crap, this is going to be crap, this is going to be crap, then it probably will be. But that is pretty much all I can say on the subject. I'm still nervous as hell because I love Teen Titans and I don't want them to butcher it. And also, this, along with Beware the Batman, is what replaced Young Justice, which was one of my favourite shows. So, a bit on edge, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to post a review of it. Not next week, not the week after, but I'm going to post it in, say, a month or so. The reason that I want to give it a month is because I'm a firm believer that you should not judge a TV series by the pilot. So I'm going to give it a couple of episodes so I can kind of see how they're going with everything. And hopefully it will be good. We'll see what happens. If you haven't already, there'll be a link here for you to watch my reaction to the final episode of Teen Titans. Spoilers, I was literally crying. It was much worse than the Teen Titans finale, because that was just reactionary crap, but this was just like, oh, why would you do this? And yeah, I will hopefully see you guys soon. Bye!